Happy through his mouthpiece. He should be upset. You know, look, it's the finals, and everybody's competing out there, and there's fouls on every play. It's a physical game, and I just think that I think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you know, the way we run our offense, we're cutting through the lane. We're a rhythm offense. If they're going to let Cleveland grab and hold these guys constantly on their cuts, and then you're going to call these ticky-tack fouls on the MVP of the league to foul them out, I don't agree with that.
Easily the most aggravated and animated we've seen Steve Kerr after a playoff game, particularly a finals game. Steph Curry ejected for the first time in his career, but going back to what Steve said, talking about ridiculous fouls and that he was happy that Steph threw his mouthpiece. Look, there's going to be a fine involved here for sure.
No question about it.
But there's also a message involved here moving forward. Dennis.
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of the coaches, and Steve's been around Pop, been around Phil Jackson, and he's sticking up for the MVP. I actually agree with him. There was 3 or 4 of those calls were very questionable, but I disagree with Steve of throwing the mouthpiece because you still, as the MVP, you have to keep your cool, keep your composure, take your fouls, go sit down. Now, with that being said, Brent, I think that has woken the MVP. I think now that's irritated him. Now for Game 7, he will be ready to go along with Klay, because I agree with the way they cut, they do hold a little bit more, but now it's time for Game 7 to overcome that. All the stats go out the window. Now it's if you're really mentally tough.
Yeah, you wonder with the Warriors in the last game, or especially in this game, not really finding their rhythm. And I know Steph 30 points in the game, but 1 assist for the point guard of the Golden State Warriors is not going to cut it with 4 turnovers. I don't think at any point. The fouling out is the reason why. Okay, I'm going to go back and say Steve Kerr making comments to the officials because of Steph's last foul is the reason why Steve was upset. His team still had a chance in Game 6 on the road to make and mount a comeback. Would they have done it? I don't know. But the last foul that Steph Curry got from the referees was a ridiculous call, which took every chance for Golden State to win this game away from the Warriors. Steph throwing the mouthpiece, he's going to get a fine. He's probably going to get a $25,000, right, maybe a $50,000 fine.
You don't see a suspension
Who knows?
for this?
There will not be a suspension. Okay. We know there's been a suspension for a mouthpiece going towards
I'm putting
a
it
referee.
out there only because it's been asked about all night.
It's not going to happen. There's been plenty of precedent around the league, guys throwing mouthpieces and getting fines. We've seen that before.
Right.
But the last foul is what really set Steve off, to have Steph be eliminated from the game and their chances go down with the MVP walking off the court, a couple technicals there, and that was it. That was their chance. And so Steve going into the press room, he could have stacked up $25,000 and just laid it on the media table knowing he was going to make these comments. And Jason Phillips, in my opinion, is reacting to the fact that Steph went for the first one, came back for a second one, but he's completely behind the play, and all it is LeBron running up his back as he's going down the floor. I'm not trying to be an apologist for Steph Curry in the series. Steve's talking about how physical they've been there. But the last foul took every chance for the Warriors away. That's why Steve was so upset and was going to deliver that message to the officials.